Hello and welcome. My name is Nitin and welcome to our alumni talk show. Today our guest is Mr. Amit Kumar, who is a graduate of RAC School of Built Environment. He graduated from an MBA CPM program, which is Construction Project Management, in year 2020, and he's working as head of projects in A. Kumar and Associates. So welcome, Amit. Could you please take us to the journey from when you graduated and how you're working in this current setup that you have?
So thank you for the lovely introduction, sir. So I graduated from RAC's SB in the year 2020. So after that, I was looking out to join some civil contractors firm to learn the basics and the in-depth detail of all the civil activities that go around when you start the building from scratch to the finished product. So I worked at a civil contractors firm in Delhi for a renowned residential project in Delhi at Malcha Marg, New Delhi. So I worked for a year there, and after that, I was planning to join my own firm. And apart from that, because at earlier times I was already working for my firm with inventory management while I was doing my MBA as well. So now it's a field job, so I decided to switch the line, and from civil I got into MEP services, and now we are looking all up the MEP services with our projects around India.
Sure, it's a wonderful journey there. You had an experience working with the firm, and then you probably when you thought this is the right time, you joined in your own
Yes,
setup,
sir.
or probably you started a new venture, right?
Yes, sir.
So could you take us through on the journey in a way of your family-owned business, the background of what exactly exists, and what the new setup that you brought in?
So, sir, this is my 40 years old firm that we have, because my father has been working in the same industry for 40 years now. So he has served the MEP services industry, and taking on from what he has taught me. So I was basically 5 years or around 6 years old when I just was looking out for what was happening, because my father daily used to plan out things and set up teams, because earlier at that time, long back then, we used to have a five member team. Now we have around 125 plus members team that are
Wow.
working on different projects. So we I daily used to see like the project, the planning, the execution that is being there. So he used to set up teams, give responsibilities, assign work, assign tasks to each and every one, and that was there. So at a very early and young age, I developed this passion for joining this industry where my father was working, and so I just moving on the path which was required to join the industry. So I did my bachelor's in civil engineering in BTech in from Amity University in the year 2018. After that, I just joined RICS, which I had got to know from one of my highly reputed and renowned architect. So he told me about this, and I got to know about RICS SB. And as soon as I just came across all of the things that this course provides me with. So currently, I am working as a proprietor in Dipanjali Sanitation, which is my own firm. So we take up plumbing and firefighting contracts in all over India. But in on my own firm, I take up projects based in Delhi. So we work especially in residential and farmhouses projects for the plumbing and firefighting works. And mainly this consists of the MEP services, but majorly the most of the work we do that is related to plumbing and firefighting. So my other firm, which is A. Kumar and Associates, that is that one my father who he owns that company. So in that we take same plumbing and firefighting projects, but we take it all over India that are large scale MEP projects. So we execute them, we design them, execute them, and then hand it over to the client till the end of the stage. And yes, till now it has been really good, and we hope we can scale it up a bit further.
Sure. Thank you very much for that, a brief or detailed introduction.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, could you please take us through your first job? The learning that you have derived, the experiences that you've had, and how does the first year went when you were in the company?
So after graduating from RICS, so I joined this civil contractor firm in Delhi. So we were constructing a good residential house for one of the clients, reputed clients in Delhi at Malchamar. So it was a residential project with a basement plus three floors. So I was the project manager there. I was appointed the project manager. I was responsible for all the requirements, the vendor management there, all the civil, the bar bending vendor, the shuttering vendor, and apart from that, all other vendors who were working with us on that project. So the execution as well as the material that was required there. So I was whole and sole responsible for everything that was happening, from the material quantities to the vendor's daily schedule to the requirement that were there required at the site. So I had to, calculate all the requirements, and at the same time look for all the details that were there, which are being provided in the drawing to us from the architect as well as the consultant. So it was a good experience working there, because I got to know how a building is executed from the base level, from the raft level to till the top terrace. So we completed whole of the civil structure there. So for 1 year I was there, and it took us 1 year to complete that structure, and it was a good scale project. And there were a lot of learnings there, because I also had my seniors there who were with me, who taught me how to do things, what were the procedures to be followed at site, what were the safety instructions that were to be followed at site, the protocols to be followed at site, what detailing required, what level of prerequisites. So there were a lot of things, and different outcomes there were there related to the project, and I was very grateful that I was able to deliver such a project on the first year of my joining a company. So this was really one of the best projects that I have done till date, and I really feel happy when I look at that project there when I pass through. So it helped me to learn a lot about the industry as a if I would like to say from the
holistic view.
integral part of it, the basic scratch part of it, that how things happen.
Right. And it's, multiple profile that you talked about, starting with the quantity surveying, the overall
Yes, sir.
project
Yes, sir.
management, probably vendor management, contracts, negotiation, site plan, architectural areas and services. There are a lot of ground that we actually covered in the first
Yes, sir.
experience. That's really, amazing, I would say. So moving on from there, you joined your own company, and again, I see that it's a family-owned business, and there are multiple organizations that you may have. So take us through that journey. How you build your interest in the family-owned business, what you do currently, and what is the scope that you take care of.
So I joined this firm after completing my job in for the year in 2021, because I had my passion in this and my interest in this from a very young age. Starting from a 5-year-old kid who was there, so I used to daily see what my father, how he plans, how he does things, how he assigns responsibilities, tasks, and how the planning is done for each and every project that was there. So, starting from a very small team of 5 members who were there earlier, now we have a 125 members team who are working on different projects around India. So it feels really good. And apart from that, the systems that I had learned in RICSB or my the technical skills that I got from my BTech. So all that qualification has helped me to create systems and procedures and processes, which I have been able to inculcate in my own company and set up systems and those processes here, which have helped to increase my efficiency in the in different projects that I'm working on. Apart from that, that has also helped me to increase the capacity of our company, which was earlier not there. So it has helped me in different I would like to say different areas, if we see of the overall company. And speaking about the technicalities which were there, so our company takes up MEP projects and services across India. So majorly if we talk about the services, we do plumbing and firefighting works. So all over India we take up projects. So for currently we have done some projects like we recently completed the Taj Shimla project, which is there in Theog. So it was one of the most crucial and critical project that we have done, because keeping in mind the climatic conditions there and the manpower there and the quality, the time in which we have to deliver the project. So it was a really challenging task for me to be a part of it. And at that time I was there. The climatic conditions did not allow us to work as and when required. And apart from that, the temperature changes did not allow us to install the pipe, because when we talk about plumbing, so there are different aspects, like when you do the installation of pipes, you also need to do the testing.
Right.
And for that you need water, and the climatic conditions there, the water was frozen. So we did not really know how to do it, but we figured out some ways which was there. And there was a lot of learning there. So taking in totality, also the project management team there, which was at that time Zebek Designs was there. So they also helped us out and taught us ideas that we can do the water testing in this way, and that was a great outcome there, and the project had come out really good. And it's been 4 years since then, and the hotel is functioning really well, and there have been no problems till now. So yes, we take up projects, different scales of projects. I also did one hospital in PSRA in Sheikh Sarai, which was a PSRA hospital. So we did that, and that also was completed in a limited amount of time. And with such a manpower, it is 3 basements plus 6 floors. So we also completed that project as well with our maximum capacity then. So after joining my own firm from after I graduated this MBA CPM, so I tried to establish some system. So like vendor management, we have our multiple vendors who we deal with for suppliers of material. So when I order a material for, let's say, project X, so there is a complete system database for what material is to be ordered for what project at what quantities. So I have that systems inbuilt now, which was not there earlier, because the systems that have been followed are earlier systems and that were not structured. So now I have structured systems inbuilt, processes inbuilt for all my project managers, for all my vendors, for all my clients as well. So that helps me to scale up my company and take up more projects, because if I do not have a structured process, I was not able to take up more projects earlier, because I was whole and sole responsible for all the projects. So now when I have teams set up for each and everything, each and every activity that is happening, so now I am able to focus more on taking more of projects now for our company, and that has increased the capacity a lot, by a lot of I would like to say 40 to 45% of our capacity has increased by this. So I am really happy that things are going good, and I wish to take this company even higher, and take up a lot more projects. So currently also we are doing currently we are doing 10 projects which I have in hand.
Wonderful. I see that you have built in, a lot of quality controls. You have built in new processes and standards which might have increased the efficiency and the capacity of your organization, the way they work, the style, the changes, the processes and controls that you might have brought on. That is really very wonderful. Could you also take us to, another few projects that you have worked on, and how they are being worked out? What are the shape, the size, and infra of those projects?
So currently I am working on 10 projects that I have in hand right now. All of them are residential projects. So we take up a high-end residential project for clients, like I recently did the residence for Mr. Kapil Sibal. So we have completed that project in a good amount of time, and the plumbing systems there that have been installed have been done by our team. So apart from that, I am currently doing one for Mr. Yadur Kapoor. That project is being done in golfing. So we are doing the plumbing systems there. Apart from that, we also recently completed one of the projects for Mr. Shivnadar. So his residence we have completed in Friends Colony. So the complete plumbing system was reinstalled there, because it was a retrofitting project, but the complete MEP services were redeveloped there, and plumbing was also part of the project which my team did. So I have some projects in hand and that are going well. So because mainly we focus on the quality of work that are happening, so we tend to take up more of residential projects where quality is more of a concern rather than looking at the overall quantity of the project. So we only take up a specialized project, because my team specializes in the kind of quality that we deliver, and that is why we have a goodwill and a name in the market that is there, and due to which we are able to cater to a very niche segment, and that is not a sizable segment, because we do not plan to take up acres of projects in our company. So we are very peculiar about the kind of quality we deliver, and due to which I have also I have my registrations, I have my certifications, quality certifications, ISO certifications. Apart from that, I also have my quality inspectors in team who are only whole and sole responsible to check the quality of work at each and every project. So they go at every project and they check the quality of work that is being done, and if there are any discrepancies, or if there is anything that needs to be worked upon, that we tend to rectify first, and then we try to hand it over to the client or the PMC that is there at site for secondary inspection. So primary inspection we tend to do it internally in our company. So I have systems and processes inbuilt for that. This is the only goodwill that we have in the market, and which will also help us to get more of the project if we look at a future time for a company.
That's really amazing. And actually, you talked about a lot of areas, though, there. And while you brought out MEP and the PMC, which are a major and important concepts, which we are going to talk next. You brought in that the quality protocols that you brought in, and the high profile and big projects that you may have, and the amount of quality that you're delivering. It's really, really very wonderful to hear from you. So, to our audience, if you can take us through what MEP is, probably how PMC is being done, what are the different profiles in under these areas, and if someone who's trying to build their career in built environment, what are they looking at? What are the multiple profiles, segments which they can cater to? What are the skills that they might want to acquire before they actually aim for that?
So talking about PMCs, they have been playing a major role nowadays in projects if we talk about it, because earlier times there were no PMCs. So there was the whole and soul contractor who was responsible for completion of the project from start to end, and the design and the complete till the complete finishing of the project. But now, since qualified professionals have started coming in the industry and joining the industry, so this also increases the confidence of the customer or the client that is getting the end product, as well as it has also smoothened the process, the processes that are there from starting from the designing stage till the execution stage. Because earlier there were a lot of difficulties that were there, and there were no systems to resolve those difficulties or those queries in a project. But now, since we have PMCs, these have technically qualified and professionals who are there to help the contractor, the execution team, as well as the client. So for each and everything we have systems in place, like the transactions that are happening for these projects, so that are being verified and checked by these teams in the PMCs. So apart from that, the different vendor management, because in a project you will have 10 to 20 vendors, including MEP, the HVAC contractors, plumbing contractors, electrical contractors, civil contractors, interior contractors. So you will have 10 to 20 of vendors who are there on the project, and to manage them and to keep them at the same level and the same pace of the project that is being executed at site. So that has to be done, and that is also being managed by the PMC. Apart from that, if they're in the designing stage itself, the PMC is involved in clearing out the designs, what is practically feasible and what is not according to design. Because many times what happens, we see clashes that that the design has, but practically at site many things aren't possible because of the services being there, or because there was some error in the construction itself. So after the finished product, there are a lot of clashes between the services and the structure. So that also the PMC is there to resolve. So PMC project management companies have played a major role if we look about a few years back down the line. So now PMCs are playing a major role in the private sector as well, which was not there earlier. So I would definitely say that I have myself completed my MBA in construction project management, and that can be a really good add-on when you join the civil industry. If you want to join the construction industry, if you want to join the project management consultancy firm, or apart from that, if you also want to join real estate, so you should definitely know the technical skills which they provide you with. Along with that, the soft skills or the processes that they teach you that are required. Because I am myself doing some project in Delhi, and they have their PMCs there to manage those projects. And I also have met people who are from RACs and they are managing those projects. So it feels really nice, to see people who are there from our fraternity to join the industry and serving the industry as well. So it is really nice, and also the skills that are being fed to us in our colleges, in our schools. So that also add-ons to what you are getting apart from joining RACSB as a I would say, after graduating from RICSB. So this is what you get in totality.
Right.
So this really gives you an increased credibility in the industry. And apart from that, there's a major difference between, of course, experience plays a major role here in an industry. Apart from that, qualifications to nowadays matter a lot, because if we go through the tendering process, if we go through the pre-qualification criteria process, so if you have those qualifications with us, they, you have to tend to have a definitive edge there.
Right.
If you're competing against people who don't have that qualifications, or who are experienced enough but do not have the qualifications right to fit, to have a major outlook on what the project offers. So that is why, because projects nowadays have also, in terms of scale as in terms of technicals, have changed much. And now people need to work on the shop drawings, people need to work on the transactions, people need to work on their material procurement strategy, and people need to also work on their execution team. Earlier none of this was there. Earlier the contractor was only able to focus on the execution team. So now all of these things have come into play, and to understand and to make all of these things better, you need all those qualifications that are being provided in these institutes. So I would definitely say that there is a lot of scope for people who are pursuing these courses, and they also have a major future as well, because the field and the industry now is growing as a whole. And in the future we can see many more, the construction industries tend to grow in the coming times, and to manage all of these projects we will need qualified professionals in the future. So I can definitely see a really bright and good future ahead of us, if we talk about this construction project management in a whole.
Sure, and it is, a variety of areas and streams which are available,
Yes,
not
definitely.
just the architect or the site engineer, that, it's a general thought.
Yes.
The area is way beyond too big, and there are multiple roles a person can play when they enter this industry. So, well, you brought out ISO standards, you brought out, other parameters and efficiencies to it. And I see that you have a lot of qualifications with your name, and you are also, pursuing MRICS in that space. So, help us understand, your journey to being a member, or probably you are, have been into a training membership mode as of now, but in future you aim to be there. How do you see MRICS adding a value to your profile?
It is definitely an add-on to what your qualifications are, because what I have observed in the industry, when you enter the tendering process or when you enter the pre-qualification processes, so there having the MRICS tag adds on to your credibility and to your confidence for the client, for the consumer, because experience or many of the contractors have, or say your technical tools required, many of them have, but the qualification and the certifications is the key difference maker of what is there and what is not. So also it is definitely an add-on. Apart from that, if you see, if we see some many times nowadays we have events and conferences there, because to nowadays panel discussions have become a really good thing to to explore different areas of knowledge, and gain knowledge out of those experienced people that are the industry leaders. They come and they talk to you. So when we meet people there, so it will definitely add on to your personality and your credibility in the industry, that you are a member of RICS. So yes, I have also seen people who are MRICS and are serving my industry, and I have met them personally, and it feels really good that they are a member of RICS. So after graduating from RICS, I decided to be associated with this membership of RICS. So I was there as a trainee member. So I am planning to pursue my pathway for the MRICS tag, and hopefully I can make it happen in the time to come. And yes, it will be a plus point for me to be a part of this industry with this MRICS tag with me. So I just hope it will add on some value to my name and to what I do and the kind of industry I serve.
Definitely, and it will bring all the confidence and trust and add to what you are already doing.
Yes, sir.
And will give you a bright way ahead with the qualification, and we wish you get that soon, and while you get there. So well, you have a background with a 40-year-old organization. You have a family guidance and support there. You have been looking at the industry and the way we operate since you were age of 5, and you have seen the new structure with your structured qualification at RICS SBE. You see the new style of working, new ways of working, and with the changing technologies rapidly, with the BIM coming into play, the technology playing a major role. How do you see industry shaping up in the next few years?
Well, the industry, I would say, has a really bright future, because if we see, there were no, if we see some a long time back, there were no systems in place, there were no resources, there were no technical skills and knowledge which was required to operate those resources. So now, when we see the picture, there are a lot more qualified professionals in the industry which were not there earlier. So this adds on to, if you have those technicalities, those technical skills, those knowledge, so you can, have those resources and use them to create even better impact in the industry. So if we see, BIM was not there earlier and is now being used at projects. So that gives a sense of, a sense of impact, in the positive impact in the project, that is there, because it can help you reduction in time and reduction in cost, as well as increase the life cycle value of the project.
Right.
So that plays a major role there. So just not only BIM, there are many things that are there, because earlier systems were not there. The drawings were being made by the sketches were being prepared by manual means, and there were no software for those drawings. For if we talk about MEP services earlier did not used to have any software which were there for detection of clashes. So now we have that. Now we are able to detect the clashes in the software that we have. So that has really, decreased the effort of amount of effort that human effort that are being put in. That has reduced the cost as well. If we see the life cycle cost of a project, so that has helped us to reduce the life cycle cost by a really good margin. And looking at the industry, looking at the players that are there, so the new people that are coming in, so we have really qualified and knowledgeable professionals who are coming in and joining the industry and are really interested to serve the industry, and that gives a huge sense of pride, that yes, we have qualified professionals now in the industry who understand things and who are able to cater to the client as well as the contractor. So it is a win-win for both of us,
Right.
for the contractor as well as for the client. So yes, there is a very bright future for the professionals who are graduating from institutes like these and joining the industry, and hopefully this will also increase in the future because of the momentum of construction India has right now. So each and every field and each and every sector is acquiring PMCs to deal with the project, and many times companies have also using their own departments to form a PMC for a project over the PMC that is being hired. So I was doing one such project back in 2019. So it was a residential project for Mr. Rajendra Gupta, who is the owner of Trident Group. So we did the plumbing and firefighting work for his residence. So there was a PMC I was working with, which is RRA. So RRA project management company we were working with. So it was the company was looking after managing all of the project. So apart from that, Mr. Gupta also had his team of engineers involved over everything, to overview all of the project, to project pace, the project timeline, the project completion, the resources, the material that are being used, the certification of those materials, because the materials we use also require material test certificates, MTCs,
Right.
which we provide to the PMCs to verify the quality of material that is being delivered at the site. So all those materials, all the execution, the execution deadline, the deadline of those drawings which were being provided from the architecture consultant. So each and everything was being managed by the PMC, and the contractor did not have any issues at the site regarding the deadline, because if we do not receive the drawings at time, if we do not receive the material at time, if the procurement strategy is not there, or if the team execution strategy is not there, then we are bound to lag somewhere in the timeline, in the deadline of the project. So this never happened, and everything was on track, and we really managed to finish the project on time, and it was a really good project that came out finally when it was delivered, handed over to the client. So yes, we definitely can see a better and a brighter future for the professionals that are joining the industry, and hopefully it will increase with a good potential in the industry.
Sure, I see that a lot of opportunities are coming on the way for the professionals who are joining in, and that too with a lot of specializations, not just a couple of them, but a variety of opportunities, be it as a PMC, be it as a MEP, or any other area of work that they might want to get into and choose to work with. So thank you very much for sharing all that information today. I see you have a lot of examples of those projects which were really helpful for our audience to understand how things really work. What are the profiles? What are the key challenges that you really face? Not just the challenges with the workforce, but the climatic conditions, the external factors, and certain other things that may impact the growth or the pace of the work that you're doing. But with all the project management, the sourcing, the strategies, or the standards that you brought into the processing, that is something that really can be catered to, and the project can be completed in time. So thank you very much for sharing all that information. It was really helpful for us.
Thank you so much. So thank you so much for having me here.
Sure. So this was Mr. Amit Kumar, who was talking to us and taking us to the journey with what all experiences that he has gathered, starting with the MEP, that the work that he's doing, the project management consulting, that the external consultants are brought to the project, the ISO standards he has brought into his own functioning, and which really caters to all the, I would say, majority of work the PMC might have done. He really does it internally, and then pass it on the work to PMC to take care of certain things, and which again would make sure that the quality is intact and the PMC does not has to identify or highlight any red flags there. He also takes care of quantity surveying, having all the standards in place. He has made some improvements or efficiencies that he has brought on from his learnings to his own projects, which has catered to 45 to 50% increase in the efficiencies, which again can be directly proportional with the revenue that he generates. And there are a lot of other projects which is contributing to his learning day in, day out. So I hope it was learning experience, a lot of learning that he shared from his projects. And we hope and we wish him all the luck, and we hope he grows in the same same pace, and he be a future of the profession with the MRICS tag that he is trying to work on. So let's hear it from the another professionals in our next interviews. Till then, stay tuned.